Hey guys, Saturday, September 21st, 2024. The title of this video, Big Picture. I am zooming out and looking at the big picture and seeing where could nat gas possibly go. So without any further delay, let's look at the charts. So far, I'm using the low of June 2020, that 144. Remember that famous 144? Obviously the high of August 23rd. 2022. So this is my battle zone. I'm zooming out a little bit from narrowing it down here. A couple of things are showing up that are kind of interesting. I figure I'll let you know. Using the Gann square in regards to levels, you want to keep an eye right here. This is the 1/4 that we're about to kiss. And that level somewhere around 249. We're getting close. I can't remember the high of Friday. Maybe it was 246. But keep an eye on that. There's open space there. And this is using a scale chart on the Gann square. So you could say 249. Want to keep an eye on that level. If we get up there, we'll close above it. And from the high to the low, another level you want to keep an eye on is 260. That's the 1/4 from this swing to that swing. Now using our Ganfans at a 45 scale, we haven't reached the 1/8, which is this one right here. As you can see, we kind of bounce, fell, crack it. So I want to see when we get there. And it's kind of hard to tell where it's going to kiss it. But it all depends. Once we kiss it, I'll let you guys know. But I mean, if it was from today on, you could probably see like 266 because it's sloping higher. So it all depends on once it reaches it, but somewhere around 266-ish. If we could get above that, that's good, because then we'll go to the next one, which would be somewhere around here. And you could tell that it's working because you can see that it kisses it and then it falls back. It breaks above it, but then it falls back. It tried here, but this one is promising. This one lets you know that it is working. So it would be interesting to see what we see once it kisses it on the 1/8. I like to always go and put a Gann fan always at the high from the range that we're in. And so far, we've broke through all these right here. So this is open space for the 45. This is going to be a tough nut to crack. Most of the time I see when it kisses it, it fails the first time, and then the second time it goes. So some little technique tip for you Gann experienced guys out there and girls. Always watch out for the first kiss. Most of the time, it normally fails. And then it breaks on the second one. On the ellipse technique, you can see that we are in an interesting area right here. Look at that. Is this the beginning of a move? September 1st. That's what that ellipse ended. I had to adjust this on the scale. So interesting. Is this the beginning of a move? Higher into the future? I don't know. From this range to here. It's going to be interesting, but in regards to geometry, there's something interesting there that we are now kind of grinding higher slowly, but grinding higher. If we could continue grinding higher and take out that 363 here, this is maybe something to keep on your radar for a possible turning point. And you taking it from the high and taking our recent low, you can see that we are in the ellipse. So this arc is positive as long as we continue to follow it and, zigzag around it. But if we continue following this, this is very, very bullish. Pitchfork, using these 2 points that are very important. That's our April 14 low. You can say, what is that? October 27th high, 363. You can see that it respected it there. It pierced it there. And now we're at a crossroads. Are we going to push higher? That remains to be seen. So you can see that right there. This one is interesting because this one I use for timing also, these crossovers right here. But very interesting where we're at right now if we could push higher. Another pitchfork that I have from the battle zone, zooming out, is that we are above the angle right here. See that? It's officially that we are back above this angle. Can we hold it? We'll see. But I'll be happy even if it goes like this. You know, even just hugging this angle. Because what it's doing is just going higher highs and higher lows. But the further away it could get from this angle, the more bullish the price action is going to be. The more of the impulse energy, pushing itself away from this angle, it's going to show you even more signs of bullishness that it wants to go higher. And depending how fast it goes away from this line, you will tell at the rate that it's going that is something that it's different, you know, now that it wants to go higher. But you got these key levels you want to keep an eye on, especially this one, that 363. This is a 25%, 50, 75. So if anything, I could probably say a reasonable target would be your midpoint right here of 561. This is long term. Once you get to your midpoint, then you got a fighting chance at least to get to $10, but that's way in the future. We'll take baby steps here. You know us, we take baby steps. Now, not scaling the Gann square, but looking at the key levels from the 150, 144 and the 1002. You want to keep an eye at the 149, pretty much 150, 250, 249, 250. That's your 1/4 level right there. And also you want to keep an eye on 10, you can say maybe 1018. That's a Friday. Somewhere of that week, 1018. This is this measured move. And this one ends right here. So want to keep an eye on that. So a couple of things. You got the ellipse at the September 1st, and you got 1018 you want to keep an eye on. What's going to happen there? I don't know. But maybe volatility will definitely increase. And there is another 1/4 level, 258, to see if we stall there or continue pushing higher. I went and put a Gann Fan now, since it seems like this is a reasonable low, this 152 of February 20th. And so far, we need to get above this angle in order for us to be on the stronger side. We're still weak in regards to geometry, and according to Gann, this is more where we're still kind of weak. And we're just starting this move. But once we could cross over the 45, things could start looking much better. But so far, it's starting to do its move. I also went and put a 45 from the high, the highest high we have in this range. And we're about to kiss this angle right here. So keep an eye on that. Let's see if I could push this over here. This one right here. That one right there. We're about to kiss it. And mind you, this is a closes. So if we get to close above that angle, which you could probably say maybe around 255, then we'll go to the next one. Somewhere around 286. And continue going until at least we could take out 363. Also the channels, and you can see that so far, you could kind of say a trend line. We already are above or breaking out, so that's good. I also went ahead and put another one just in case. Just picking this pivot high and this pivot high, but you got more room to go up higher. That level will probably be somewhere around 285. Let's not go to the next clip and we'll end this video. So this is the last clip of the video. I wanted to show you some natural cycles and other things I keep on my watch when I'm watching that gas and trading it. I used the quant analyzer, and it showed possible low here and a possible swing high here. And so far you can see that price action just kind of went sideways, went down. And pretty much this didn't work out. So far now it's kind of grinding higher. So I just wanted to show you that sometimes things, also don't work out according to plan. You just have to follow price action because price action is king. One day I do want you to take a note of, besides the October 18 and the other dates or something I showed you in the earlier clip, somewhere around November 25th, 26th, 27. I think this is going to be an interesting day or days. I'm giving it, the middle point is 926, but I'm giving it 925 and 927, 3 days. But the hot spot is the 26th. I don't know what's going to transpire, but it's interesting to see if we continue grinding higher, it could possibly turn here. And just going to show you some things here. This is one cycle I have been watching, and it's different from the natural cycles. And so far, it's in conjunction with this date that I'm watching. So these are two separate things, but they're what they call creating a cluster. So it's possible that we could continue grinding higher. And when we get to the 26, around there, 25th, 26, you could probably get a little correction and a pullback, until maybe October the 18th. Remember the 18th? Did that come up? Can't remember. I know the 18th I had. The 18th is actually when the Gann square ends from the 144 low all the way to the 1002 high of August 23rd. I think it's like 6 something of 2020. Either way, these are, I think, very important dates. The 1018 and 926 for you to keep on your radar. I'm going to show you some of the natural cycles now. And you can see that the annual cycle so far, which is the blue one, it just kind of peaked out on the 20th, pulls back until you can say the first week of October, and then it rallies to the end of the month of October. So something to see if this is going to play out, this kind of price action. So this is kind of not guarantee, it's just kind of telling you what the annual cycle on average it does. So this is something we have to wait and see, but at least we have some kind of guidance to see if this is going to possibly play out. The fast annual is a 3-year worth of data of natural cycle average, and you can see that we're hitting a peak somewhere around the last month, the last week of September. Then it pulls back, but it kind of lines up with my other cycle right here. But the annual continues going higher. So I don't know if these two are in conjunction. So I don't know if this is going to play out or this one's going to play out. I would like the blue one to play out because then it grinds even much higher. The green one, this one just kind of peaked out on September the 3rd, and then it kind of goes sideways. So I feel like that in this green one is 6 years worth of data, which I call the mid-annual. This one doesn't really have, it's not following the price action. So I'm going to take this one out, but I'm going to leave the fast annual. You know what? I could probably just leave this one because it's pretty much the same thing. And the annual decimal is pretty much the annual and 10 years together. And you can see that's kind of following the annual cycle. So this is the bullish one. This one and this one are the bullish one. And this one is the one that's kind of like a correction. And then, continuation. Another thing to keep in mind is, and I'll clean this up a little bit so you can kind of see it a little bit, is 20 years ago, you can see that it made a low around here of September the 7th, and it just continued grinding higher all the way to the end of the month of October, which pretty much follows the annual cycle. So there's something here that it just kind of goes. And also keep in mind that we are in the Kumo cloud. Remember the Kumo cloud? Look at this price action 20 years ago, right here. Look how crazy these swings are. right here. And we are in the cloud officially. That's when I use my simple glance chart. So expect some crazy volatility in especially next week. So if you could stomach the Black Widow, you know, slapping you with wine and, you know, crackers, then get ready for this kind of wild price action. This was 20 years ago, and I think this is probably going to get a little interesting. But so far, very bullish. And if you put my other cycle here, it could kind of tell you that maybe right here and here, this is where then things turn. At the annual cycle, and it's kind of the same thing, a lot of head fakes from the Black Widow, but eventually continue grinding higher. Like I said, not guaranteed, not promised, not saying that this is actually going to happen, not trading advice, but we just kind of looking at the stuff that I like to look at to forecast and kind of have an idea of what are we getting into for next week. Also, we close all this out. 10 years ago, you can see right here, we made a peak. What was that? The last week of September, and then it kind of pulled back. So if we put this, kind of follows this price action like a correction, then another, you know, push higher. So not saying, you know, it's going to play out. I'm kind of leaning more on the 20-year price action is kind of lining up with all the other stuff here. Annual decimal, so it's kind of more like this price action right here. Chopping around, maybe pull back with the September 26th date, 25th, 26th, maybe correction, maybe continues pushing higher. Then from here, pull back and see what happens there. Also looking at the Elliott wave, and I'll probably show that maybe in another video, another clip whenever I have a chance. But so far we are into a wave 3, and if this is going to be a correction, that'll be your wave 4 to end up with a wave 5. So we'll see how that's going to play out. But either way, I just wanted to let you know all these things. You kind of have an idea. It's looking good. And in regards to targets, keep an eye on these pivots because these are key levels you want to watch. This is where the supply is. All this right here is all demand. I'm going to sign out. Hopefully you like this video, and I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on nat gas.